Hello, everybody. This is Zach Bruner from FlurrySports, and we have, I wouldn't call it an interesting Thursday night football game tonight, but we do have the rematch of Nick Foles and Tom Brady. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Chicago to take on the Bears. Currently, Buccaneers are 3.5-point road favorites. Over-unders at 44.5. And while maybe it's a little bit scary to bet those lines, you can find some pretty nice props. I'm here to give you a few free props for tonight. But first, the sponsor for this video is Monkey Knife Fight. You can see the promo over there. As you can see, Monkey Knife Fight is a props contest, but it is DFS, right? So it's contest instead of the normal DFS rules where you're building a team with salaries and stuff like that and competing against other people. It's pretty much just a props parlay. You're competing with yourself if you get all the props correctly, or even on some of them you can get one wrong. Then you get a pretty nice payout. But let me just show you what we are working with here. So this is one of my favorite props on the site for tonight. But as you can see, this is just the Thursday night game here. We have all of this stuff here, all of this stuff. But right here, this is a fantasy points prop parlay. So we're deciding between Tom Brady and Nick Foles. Nick Foles gets 2.5 extra fantasy points there. And I'm, you know what? Tom Brady slayer Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles, though, and the Bears are trailing in this game. I think it's going to be fairly close throughout. But Nick Foles getting a couple extra points in a game where he may have to pass a little more often, especially with how good the Buccaneers run defenses and how poor the running game is offensively for Chicago. I think Nick Foles, just by pure, a number of throws that he's going to have, is going to outscore Tom Brady there. And then deciding between Allen Robinson, Nick Foles' top target, and Ronald Jones is tough. I do project them to be pretty close, but getting Ronald Jones a few extra points, 3.5 there, I do think he has a better shot at scoring a touchdown as well. I like him there. And then Mike Evans versus David Montgomery. Montgomery gets 1.5 extra. This is PPR scoring. And like I was saying before, Bears running game, not very good. Tampa Bay's run defense, pretty good. I mean, we've seen them shut down some pretty good players so far. And I like Mike Evans despite being injured, despite not running yet apparently, but they're going to test him before the game. They are optimistic. And if for some reason he is ruled out of the game before kickoff, then this contest won't go through anyway. But if you predict all three of these correct, as it says right there, 5 times your buy-in. So I am willing to put at least $10 on that. That's $50 for free. Easy money. But if you go there right now, you can see the bit.ly URL up here. That makes it nice and easy. You won't have to put in a promo code. Otherwise, you can go to monkeyknifefight.com, use the promo code FLURRY, and you can get a 100% deposit match on your first deposit. So if you deposit up to $50, by the way. So if you deposit $50, get a free $50. Hey, put it on this contest. Why not? That's easy. 5 times your money. Enjoy your weekend with that. But let's get into the actual prop bets here. I have 2 other ones for you aside from that one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers successful field goals set at 1.5. I like the over on that. We have suck up kicking. He missed one last week. I'm not too terribly worried. I know it can be windy in Chicago, right? But I just think the amount of opportunities he is going to have, he will hit at least 2. I'm predicting 3. Chicago, though, has allowed 16 red zone drives this season, so 4 per game. But they are the best red zone defense, giving up a touchdown just 37.5% of the time, which means they've given up 8 made field goals in the red zone. That's the most out of any team in the NFL. People like to call this the bend but don't break approach. You let the teams get down there and then you just have that really tough goal line stand. That's what I'm expecting. I think Tom Brady and Ronald Jones and Gronk. I think we see some Gronk tonight. I think we see some Cameron Brate. I think they move the ball down the field at least enough times to get into the red zone. Tampa Bay, very, very good red zone offense, but missing some people. I think it could be a little bit tough. I think they stall enough for suck up to kick a couple in. And by the way, we're just looking at red zone defense. Tampa could easily get stopped at like the 35-yard line or something and suck up kicks it in. in a really close game, close spread, right? Low point total. I think field goals are going to matter. I think Tampa plays with the lead, so they're more likely to settle for those field goals. And I like that prop. Right now, looking over is at minus 135. I think you can lock that in for tonight. The other prop I like here for tonight is looking at the running backs a little bit for Tampa Bay. And it's one about the rookie, Keyshawn Vaughn. Obviously, someone that was hyped up for fantasy, preseason here. And then Leonard Fournette comes and Ronald Jones is playing better. But tonight, no LaShawn McCoy. No LaShawn McCoy. Leonard Fournette's most likely going to be out as well. So we're going to see Keyshawn Vaughn's snaps pick up. I like the over on his receiving prop, which is just 15.5 yards right now. Obviously, once Leonard Fournette gets officially ruled out, I expect this to come up maybe around 18. I think I would still like the over on that as well. But let me show you this tool right here, a bit of data. If you're not familiar with this site, what are you doing? It still shows the sponsor link above here, but if you're not familiar, this is FlurrySports.org, my site right here. And if you go, can you see? Oh, man. Here, let me get rid of this for right now. Okay, perfect. So FlurrySports.org, go to NFL. I got some running back snaps and usage stats here for you from week 4. This is super, super important, I think, for DFS, for betting, for stuff like this. Let's just look at Tampa Bay from last week. We see Ronald Jones had 64.5% of the snaps. LaShawn McCoy got hurt, 6.5%. But right now we're looking at Keyshawn Vaughn, okay? So he played a quarter of the offensive snaps last week. He had 9 routes ran. And so just looking at comparative to Ronald Jones ran 21 routes on 49 snaps. Vaughn ran 9 routes on 19 snaps, so about half of his snaps were running routes for Tom Brady. I think that's going to happen again here. Obviously, like we talked about before, no Chris Godwin, a bunch of people that are out. LaShawn McCoy is the receiving back normally. He's out. Leonard Fournette's a good receiving back, despite what people like to think about him. He's out. All these guys are out. Keyshawn Vaughn's going to be utilized in the receiving game a little bit, and obviously if he picks up, that's, even better. He's going to get every opportunity to thrive, I think, with these injuries. Last week, though, so of these 9 routes ran, he caught 3 passes, so, hey, that's not too bad. 3 catches on 9 routes, so targeted on a third of them. Oh, wait, that's not the right stat. 2 catches. My bad. 2 catches. 2 catches on 9. Still not too bad. He went for 22 yards and a touchdown. I think a touchdown prop on Vaughn is much, much, much riskier. I wouldn't go that far. I think Ronald Jones prop's interesting. But for Vaughn, all we got to do is get 16 receiving yards. Got 22 last week on 2 catches. I am expecting closer to 4 catches tonight. He's an electric player. I think he can break one at any point. I like that for a prop. So if you're interested in more props, DM me on Twitter at FantasyFlurry, and we can get you set up with those props. And we're going to make a lot of money tonight. This should be a good Thursday night football game, especially if you like defense. I think we have a couple very, very interesting defenses coming to play here. And obviously, the big storyline is going to be Foles versus Tom Brady. I hope you enjoy it. I know I am going to, and I'll talk to you later.